Hey Scorpio, this is your 5 aspects of yourself reading for October 2021. Scorpio, October 2021. Knight of Swords for your spiritual aspect of yourself. Two of Wands in reverse for the intellectual aspect of yourself. Cthulhu, the Devil, in reverse for the physical aspect of yourself. Spawn in Sphere, Justice for the social aspect of yourself. And the Queen of Cups for the emotional aspect of yourself. Angel Ariam message for Scorpio, October of 2021. Chakma, Right Eye Wisdom. Mausolea message for Scorpio, October 2021. The Prince, Forgotten Adversary. Enchanted Map message for Scorpio, October of 2021. Goblins. Knight of Swords, a young man with a sharp wit, clever, full of thoughts and ideas, restless in his interests, always seeking some new problem to occupy his attention. His eloquence may earn him the reputation of an expert. Idealistic, abstract in his thinking, sometimes absent-minded. He is more interested in the planning than the doing. He meticulously devises ways to reach his objective, but when he has it in his grasp, he loses interest. So, spiritually, you're all about it. It's like you're planning how your spirit can come out and do what you can do for yourself or for those, for helping others and helping people or some kind of correlation between the two. But every time you about to do it and you're like, I don't feel like doing it, I'm having a hard time wanting to actually get to do it, to do the things I had spiritually planned for. So you're all about running around shooting your arrows out, but not taking the time to actually shoot. You're like, no, I missed my chance. I missed my chance. It's like, take the shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So spiritually, do it. You don't want someone. You're like on the edge of a cliff, taking the leap of faith. But when you're like, I'm gonna jump off this cliff and take that leap of faith, and with my parachute or my squirrel suit, flying squirrel suit, I call it. Those guys who jump and glide down with their suits. You're like, and then when you get to the cliff to jump, you have it all prepared. You have everything. You've got the training. You've done all the work. You're like, I don't want to do this anymore, and you back away. You're like, nope, I don't. No, I don't know what it is with you, Scorpio. Two of Wands in reverse is reference to pride, dominance, obstinacy, vengeful impulse, abuse of authority, dissatisfaction, impatience. This is probably why you don't take the shot. Your mind gets in your way. You think too much. Your pride. You want to be dominant. Obstinacy, vengeful impulses. Those things are getting in your way. They're causing you to not spiritually do the work. even though you have it all planned out and you know what you're doing. The boost of your authority to not do it. You're like, well, I'm in charge, right? I can choose win. Well, yeah, but choosing win and not never actually doing it are two different things, right? So your mind isn't getting in your way. That this is the I think the main thing. You potentially could be getting distracted with the physical here down too. So urges that come from within your body are messing with your head probably. So Cthulhu, the devil in reverse, malice, resentment, betrayal, oath breaking, anger, abuse of power, intimidation of others, bullying, deliberately being cruel, forbidden forms of sexuality, pleasure in wickedness. So your physical aspect of yourself, your body, your home environment, your financial, your worth is having the shadow aspect built up to a point of breaking out and acting out in ways that are not true to the balance and the force within you. Your mind and your body are what you need to focus on working on to not net. You don't want to control because that just bottles it up more, right? So what you want to do is find good ways of releasing the temptations and urges without doing the dark side, right? So the dark side would be like really not caring and not coming from a place of compassion and love. So if you can figure out a way to release the urges or temptations and the intellectual considerations of your authoritative potential of being a bully and not really seeing it, you need to be aware of it too, right? You need to know, this could be me being a bully. I don't know if that's really what I want to do, right? Is that really coming from a place of love and compassion? How can I use the shadow to do that? Well, you can potentially connect to those who are dealing with similar things and help them, with by protecting them. The shadow loves to protect. It loves to defend. It really does. So, the authoritative part is a good way to let out a connection to protecting yourself and others from those who are not coming from a place of love and compassion. So that would be a good outlet, get out and go do some sport, maybe whatever kind of sport you would like. Hiking, there's a wide range of physical activities you can do to help you with this. Anything you could think of. Financially, think of some donation way of countering the temptation of being a bully. It doesn't have to actually be with money, it could be with time. So that would help release a lot of the pressure. Spawn in sphere, justice, balanced use of force, weighing of factors, fair decision, judicious authority, necessary adjustment, a wrong righted, truth revealed, impartial hearing. So, being in the social aspect of yourself, I see this as containing the shadow inside, right? But it's in the social aspect. So, those around you can help with the body and mind issue. Okay, so make sure you have compassion and love from those around you. If they're coming from and they're taking advantage of you, this is gonna break out and Cthulhu's gonna come out. This is a minion of Cthulhu. That's all that is. And it's being mind controlled by the shadow, okay? So if you're not around the right people to help maintain the urges and temptations within, then you're gonna have a dark October. So I would rely on social aspect of your life. Potentially, hopefully, reach out to those who have care and compassion and love, and not deceive you with care and compassion and love, acting like they are, but they're manipulating you or trying to control you, contain you, because then you're just going to break out as well. So it's a very difficult circumstance you're in potentially, And it may be really, really hard to find those who are authentic and true and not deceiving. Okay? Because they could be dark lords trying to contain this part of you until the right time, or they're trying to actually break you out and make you a corrupted person. Okay? So be very wary of your social aspect of yourself. This is hopefully a sign of balance in your life. Queen of Cups, a mature woman of a dreamy, inward-looking nature, lost amid her thoughts and memories. She seems to have no personality of her own. She dislikes having her tranquility disturbed by the problems of other humans, and does her best to avoid those who are in difficulty or emotional pain. At the same time, she likes to present a superficial appearance of interest in the affairs of others. She is kind but avoids involvement to protect her own feelings. So, yeah, this is definitely a Scorpio, right? This is your heart, your emotional aspect of your life. I think being true to this to a certain perspective with the spiritual aspect message saying take the shot, maybe open up a little bit but not too much. This is a good part of you, making sure this is balanced and you're getting the right people. You know, you have trouble with trusting people, I assume, and you have trouble with opening your heart to people, and that's why you fall victim to lust and just give in to urges, and then you just cast them away like I don't want nothing to do with you now. Thanks for the release of my urge. Like that's not good. Taking the spiritual shot of understanding from your third eye and your crown chakra and your heart chakra. I think those are the key chakras that help you balance and with the intellect and the physical there. October's going to be tough for everybody, I think. So you're not the only one, and everybody has their own self mastery to obtain. So it's one of those like you don't understand Scorpio because Scorpio is from the dark, the Pluto, the underworld, right? Like you try to understand them, and acknowledging that it's hard to understand them is how you really understand them. It's a paradigm. They're paradigms. Scorpios are paradigms, and they know that. And I think that's part of realizing, hey, I'm a paradigm, and every moment is its own situation and circumstance. So there is no flat rules or regulations or ways to deal with everything. It's moment to moment, right? So that's how I understand it. And being a Cancer with Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer, and Mars in Cancer, and my Moon in Leo, I have a natural way of understanding, but I also have a natural way of being misunderstood. And that's why me and Scorpios can get along. We can also butt heads though from time to time because they're like, no, I'm the Scorpio. How can you be like Scorpio? You're not a Scorpio. Like it's like, okay, my bad, whatever. And I'm the Cancer that's just gonna let it go. I'm gonna go move sideways over here, exit stage left. But yeah, so I'm gonna let you deal with it. So I understand, but I don't understand. It's weird. It's another paradigm. That's why I'm like, hey, we get each other that we're both paradigms. It's like I like being part of a crowd, but I don't. I have a trouble with being an empath and dealing with all the emotions. You know what I mean? Like that's a paradigm, right? So. Chakma, bright eye, wisdom, the second emanation, a vessel to hold that which is most precious, the first gate out of the potentially and a step into the realm of the known. Chakma is the first moment of a newborn child opens its eyes. That child's first steps and first words. He is the beginning of a lifelong journey whose path disappears over the horizon. Where Keter is the pen that hovers over the page, Chakma is the moment of contact. From nothingness, wisdom is formed. To have insight into that which is not known is a gift that is not bestowed lightly. Descending from the summit of the tree, we see its duality begin to form. Chakma sits atop the pillar of mercy, forming the first masculine aspect of the diagram. Its partner, Benai, opens next to reveal the two eyes through which we see the world. So this references birth, intuition, the subconscious. I think that's what this overall meaning of these 5 aspects of yourself tarot reading cards here are in reference to, is a new, like a rebirth of who you are, intuition, the subconscious is like, they say 2.0, right? It's still you, but it's a 2.0. It's still the same program. It's still, you know what I mean? It's still the same, but it's a 2.0 version. It's updated. It's got some differences in it, but it's still the same game or whatever. So some say, oh, a whole new you. That's not. A whole new you would be dying and coming back to someone else. That would be a whole new you, right? But no, this is an update, a 2.5 or whatever version. You see what I'm saying? Like, or 5.8 or whatever version you're on of yourself. That's in reference to what this is. Getting the updates and understanding yourself more. The Prince, the forgotten adversary. The shattered remains of a once great devil who fought against the rules of Urkala and lost badly, an empty but still fearsome shell. His very presence as he wanders the borders of the realm serves to chase away the constant encroachers from the outer darkness who were once his allies. Although he himself has no memory, the Prince reminds us that to dwell in disgrace, sorrow, and loss has an impact on the world around us. Sometimes unlooked for benefits, and sometimes ironic self-sabotage. This is in reference to sorrow, lost valor, or serendipity. You know this too well, don't you, Scorpio? You could say you kind of strongly relate to the Prince, don't you, a little bit? It's okay. Like warding off the other dark dwellers. As it said, what did it say? It said dark, outer darkness, who were once his allies. So that relates down here to the social. Remember what I said about justice in the Cthulhu? The minion of the Cthulhu, right? About making sure those around you are coming from a place of love and compassion. The shadow aspect just needs love to help you. You need to love the shadow aspect. When you're walking on this planet, do you not have a shadow when the light is shining? You can't get rid of your shadow. Goblins. Fear is an illusion. Choose love today. Forgive yourself and others. Goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. From that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. There they remind you of what brought them into being. By mimicking your own voice, tricking you into believing that you're unworthy, victimized, or unlovable. They hold you hostage through low self-esteem, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. If goblins pay you a visit, know that they represent the shadow of your own self, or someone else's, and that they're leading you into a potentially reactive situation. A goblin's card appearance is an opportunity for growth, however, and a signal that you must love yourself. No human is without flaws. The goblin's message is that you must release resentments and negative self-talk. Within you is the spark of the divine. Ask Spirit to help heal you. Miracles can and do happen. Let go of the negativity. It's often difficult to deal with someone else's issues because they impact your own. No one is perfect, but in this case, you're particularly vulnerable to being manipulated. Don't take this world personally. When the Goblin's card arrives reversed, it's a sign to step back with detachment. Don't let other people's stuff lead you into reacting from an old wound. Love yourself unconditionally. Set boundaries and your goblins will fall asleep. Love is the only answer. And that was your reading, Scorpio, for October 2021. 5 aspects of yourself. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next month.